And I come to this beautiful coffee shop. I forgot, no. Sellers chocolat, local chocolat.
Is it like 50 Shades of Grey? I haven't read it, but you know, it's kind of interesting. Cool. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I'll have to do it and you might drink a shower.
Okay, hello dear friends. Here I am at the Bell Town area, and it's one of the very cool place. Look at these people, aren't they cool? There are salons, one after another, hair salon, kitchen studio, design shop, one after another. And independent clothing, fashion, boutique store, one after another. Tuft needle here. Just a very cool place, Patagonia.
Not really.
Oh,
Oh, this is beautiful.
I'm looking at the ground at Haiying's feet. Oh shit.
I can't take.
Oh, it's cool. I do not want to be on this. Holy shit. Maybe I can get on the ground right here, huh?
Hey, it might not if you need to. But, or you can just sit and close your eyes. It's fine.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Close your eyes. Just like being in a plane, right?
Oh yeah.
Here, your produce, you can watch the famous fish toss happen right there. They never drop it. I have no idea why. I would also go explore some of the lower levels. There are record stores and bookstores. You can get all kinds of swag for your family back home. And you can also check out the grossest attraction here in the city, which of course is our bubblegum wall. They did try to clean that up a little over a year ago. They removed an incredible amount of gum, and we've already put it all back. So do watch your arms as you walk to the bubblegum wall. You don't want to lean against anything. You can see a few masts over to our right-hand side, our starboard side. This is a short stay marina. This is Bell Harbor Marina. They ask that you limit your visit here in the summer to about 48 hours. There are quite a few other marinas if you're looking for somewhere that has a little bit longer than 48 hours for your moorage. Part of that is because we have so much water here. Seattle is what is known as an isthmus. So we are basically just a thin strip of land surrounded by water on at least two sides. So on the west side we have Puget Sound. On the east side we have Lake Washington. So we have a huge, telling you about the cruise ship terminal. You can see all these beautiful colors on the side of this building. This is the spot of our very first cruise ship terminal.
It's actually the top 50 grossing games off the island myself. But until you get there, you're not going to make extra money to do that. So to Joy's point is basically, you know, tracking everything, measuring everything, and then building case studies and data to show the next partner you're working with the success and impact it's had on the partners you work with.
To say for concrete software, we just it's all about communication inside the company. since we don't work with other partnering companies. It's really about education and just making sure that the whole company is on the same page, whether it be quarterly meetings or just even stand-ups. It's just always trying to let people understand that 65% of our revenue comes from advertising. That's how we're all getting paid our salaries. That's where the money comes from, and people understand that.
So it's pretty much the same. I think the key point is communication. What's in it for them, right? It's like, so why should they do it? So I think it's like it's a lot of pulling teeth sometimes, but at the same time, if you show the value and do all the case study and you rely on your partners, right? I always ask my partner for case studies so that I can send it to my designers, send it to my producer. Like, look at this. Like, it doesn't, just because you're doing well in microtransaction doesn't mean that you cannot make extra money from advertising as well. So I think that's a key. It's two type of audience we're dealing with. Even if your game is like 5% conversion, that's crazy number, and you still have 95% who won't give you a pin. Why not just make some money off them?
Makes sense. Okay, so moving on to UA, how has rewarded video changed things for you guys in terms of UA?
I think my UA manager would speak to that much better than I am, but they're all here, so hopefully I'm not gonna ruin this. They all say so they are saying definitely Vivo video is our like go-to format right now. We definitely see a much higher ROAS in terms of return on advertising spend. The reason for that is our game is more mid-core, so we were able to demonstrate very cool body shot of people's heads getting blown off on zombies.
Cash back. So gameplay is exactly the same, but we just essentially sort of brought it in. With Into the Dead, we've been working closely with Pickpock on that one, and essentially at the beginning of the game, you're going to choose how much you want to bet. The more you bet, the more stuff you get in the game, the more ammo. You start with the dog, which is awesome because you have a dog that kills zombies for you. And then once you start playing the game, you essentially get 3 missions. So it could be kill 100 zombies, pick up 5 weapons, clear 3 cornfields, survive a certain amount of distance, and depending on how well you do in those challenges, you win cash. So again, the game is essentially the same, but we've added challenges in there so you sort of know what you have to work for to try to win money. It's really clear to the user. And if you're a huge fan of Into the Dead, it's still the same game, right? We're not dramatically changing it. So you go to sit down and play a casino, and you're like, wait, what is this? This isn't the game that I've been playing for the last few years. One of the questions we get a lot is, what about esports? We obviously think that esports is huge. Now, I've been a hardcore gamer since I was a kid. I love playing games. I know that, especially in my 30s, my old ass cannot compete in anything esports because I'll just be basically cleaned all over the floor. But I would want to have that experience. So the idea that we came up with was essentially using our existing hardware, create a platform called G Sports. Essentially what we do is we take an original game that's a hit on typically console or PC, Steam, and we create a time-based tournament entry where you'll put in $20. That money will go into the top kind of scores on the leaderboard, and you'll play a non-gamified version of the game. So we partnered with EQ Games for Road Redemption. And essentially, you play like a 3-minute race, and then you get scored at the end, and whoever has the top score at the end of that tournament, so it could be a 24-hour tournament, could be a weekend tournament at a casino, you win money associated with that. So what works and what doesn't work for the type of games we're looking for? My thesis and the company's thesis has been, if it worked in a 1990s arcade, it's probably going to work well on the casino floor. You've got to assume that your average customer is going to be several drinks in. They're not going to want to sit through a tutorial. There's no saving. So stuff like Mario Kart, Tetris, Street Fighter, right? Stuff that's really easy to learn, pick up and play, has some depth, so you want to keep playing it. Versus, a Clash of Clans, an RPG, that's just not going to work in the sort of arcade casino format. Maybe in a few years as things increase, but who knows. So really, at the end of the day, what are we trying to do? What are we aiming for? In a perfect world, I want to take those arcades that I spent my youth in with the nice environment of a casino floor, which I guess especially in these pictures, they both generally have awful carpeting. But bring in Street Fighter and Mario Kart and sort of combine those worlds, and then the key to sort of make it rain cash. So with that, I will open it up to Q&A, and hopefully not look as confused as Mrs. Spears typically does when I ask questions.
My mic's on. So I do have a question because I started off in the casino gaming space, but I also worked for Williams Valley Midway, one of the largest